session without doing this may result in progress loss. That's great.
Oh, balls.
I've heard that the
Weird. It's not like letting me get more people in here, which is kind of bugging me. It's like my bell, he goes to activate it and he won't activate, like it won't show up anymore. And I don't know how to unactivate the bell or anything.
I wish they would have told us before the game came out that it was going to be like Dark Souls and all that. Yeah, I like Demon Souls, never beat Dark Souls, but just to know ahead of time.
Yeah. How do I get people in here? This would go so much faster with 2 people. It is literally like nickel and diming it. I gotta like run in, hope I kill enough things to get a little higher in level.
Right.
Oh man, it's ridiculous. To take on the boss though, if we both had like 10 Molotovs each, he'd be done.
I wish. I wish I had 10 Molotovs. I might have maybe 1 or 2.
You can buy them. So we just nickel and dime it until we both have 10 Molotovs.
And wow. I spawned back into the city dead.
Oh. What did I do here? Why is my bell not working? I'm gonna see if exit game and go back in and see if the bell restarts.
Oh my god, man, here I am again. Oh,
Here you are again. What? What?
I don't know how you invite people to this.
Confusing multiplayer options.
You found them?
Bloodborne might not be the most accessible Souls game yet, but some elements are still pretty confusing. You know, like figuring out how to join up with other players. Here's how to do it. There are several forms of multiplayer in Bloodborne, and I'll walk you through all of them. You'll need 3 items to make all this happen. Beckoning Bell, Small Resonant Bell, Sinister Resonant Bell. Beckoning Bell. Beckoning Bell is given to you by a messenger on the steps of the Hunter's Dream pretty early in the game. So you gotta go to Hunter's Dream. There should be one there. Right over here and show a picture. Basically the skeleton things that come up out of the ground, you gotta talk to them. The Sinister Resonant Bell and Small Resonant Bell aren't available until you've collected 10 insight, which happens by encountering bosses, beating bosses, and consuming Madman's knowledge. And when you reach 10 insight, there will be a second shop available in this area. These creepy dudes will let you buy each bell for a single piece of insight. Don't worry about spending insight, since you're going to find a bunch and it's possible to farm more. Once you have these items, there are 3 options in Bloodborne. Co-op with a stranger, Don't be afraid to ask for help from friends and strangers in Bloodborne. The night is dark and full of terrors, so why not make those terrors bleed with 2 blades instead of 1? For starters, drop the beckoning bell on your quick item slot. It's also possible to use the bell from your inventory, but having it in your quick items area allows you to quickly tell if it's even possible to bring someone inside your world. If it's grayed out, there's a section of the game where people can't join. If that happens, walk a few feet away and you should be fine. Warning, by looking for help from strangers, you're also open to being invaded by strangers. Scroll down further to understand what that means. Once you ring the bell, this will happen. Shows a picture of them finding people. The game is now searching for a friend. Hooray! If you're lucky, and a few moments later, naturally my first co-op buddy was someone named Buttkiss. Of course. If you're having trouble bringing someone in, try hang out near the entry to a boss. That's often where fellow soul players will chill out, thinking it's where most players will need help. Help with a friend. New to Bloodborne is the ability to link up with friends. It's not easy as sending an invite, but once you know how it works, it's easy enough to battle the darkness with someone you know. Basically, the game accomplishes matchmaking through a password system. Hit Option on your controller, head over to Settings, on the right side. It's the top, hit your options button. It's the top line of things, and it's the gears. It's also how you exit the game. Scroll down to network. Okay, scroll down to network. Change your region from local to worldwide. Now set a password. Important. Both players must use the same password for this to work. It's going to be cars. Cars all lowercase. That's my password. Maybe next time, if this works. Once you've done that, one player rings the bell while the other player rings the small resonant bell. If you're hanging out in the same area after a few seconds, sometimes minutes, so be patient of waiting. The game will find a way to bring you across the void, and voila! You can now slaughter beasts with someone you know. If you defeat a boss, the person invited into the world will be banished, and you'll have to start the process all over again. Heads up, if you're still having trouble connecting with a friend, it's possible your levels are too far apart. When asked, Sony recommended players were within 10 levels of one another. Invading another player's world and killing them. In previous Souls games, when a player became human, it was possible for another player to invade them at any time. Becoming human happened whenever you defeated a boss or used a certain item. The eventually becoming human was more health, a precious soul's resource. It doesn't work that way in Bloodborne, however. Unless I'm missing something, players must ask for invaders to come to their world, which means you're otherwise safe while playing. If you'd like to tackle your fellow hunters, it's pretty easy. Just ring the sinister beckoning bell. Once it's ringing, you can continue running around when the game tries to blah blah blah. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna try and... You have to, I think, fight the boss. Or try and engage the boss to get it. Now I'm gonna direct you to him. Okay, let me know when you're back in the world and you're fighting, okay, are you looking at the skeletons in the lamp? Or are you doing something else? Okay, I'm gonna guide you from there. Go right down the stairs. Yeah, go right down the stairs. You'll cross a bridge, and then there'll be a guy that smashes some boxes.